You're listening to Struggle and Strength, Moms Balancing It All with Nikki. Real talk, real life, real solutions for busy moms building big dreams. From motherhood to entrepreneurship and everything in between. This is your space for truth, transformation, and the reminder that you're never alone in the chaos. Whether you're chasing kids, chasing goals, or just trying to make it through the day, I've got you. So let's dive in. Hey friends, welcome back to another episode of Struggle and Strength, Moms Balancing It All with Nikki. You know what being a mom, wife, and entrepreneur feels like sometimes? Like juggling flaming torches while riding a unicycle, blindfolded. You're doing everything in your power to keep things moving, to make it look effortless, but deep down you're thinking, if I drop one thing, like it's all coming crashing down. And that's been me lately. And honestly, I'm tired. I am overwhelmed. And I've caught myself wondering more than once, is this even worth it? Should I continue doing all the things that I'm doing, or should I just stop? I've been juggling so much lately. My business, I've got new clients, programs that I've invested for future growth, the kids' activities, our family schedule. It's chaotic around here. And I'm really beginning to feel the stress that I can't keep up. And I just took on a brand new client, which I was like, oh, I kind of want them, but then I'm like, oh, do I really want them? And while I'm so grateful for the opportunity, the workload balance has been really tough and it's really stretching me thin and kind of like making me go outside of my comfort zone. So it's been a struggle recently. I think that's where I have a lot of hesitation with everything that's going on. And on top of that, it's just, oh my goodness. I've signed up for these programs, I've spent the money because I want to grow. I want to be able to learn. I'm like a hoarder of information. I love, love, love to continue to learn and grow and develop. I want to get the most out of the investments that I've made, but that also means like more trainings, more tasks, more deadlines. And it's like juggling my schedule to make it all work so I don't miss the trainings. And don't even get me started on the kids' activities. Between sports, practice, school events, I feel like I live in my car. Does anybody else feel that way these days? And the craziest part, get this, is that even though I'm so thoroughly exhausted, I keep signing us up for more. Can you believe that? Oh my gosh. It's like, Nikki, have you not learned your lesson? But then I keep thinking, "Oh, well, it's we're on the same side of town or it's the same night or it's not a big deal, we can do it." I don't know why. Maybe because I want to give my kids everything, or maybe because I don't want them to miss out. People call it that FOMO. I mean, I don't like to use abbreviations. This morning, someone messaged us and they're like, "GM, when's your ETA?" And I thought, what in the world is GM? Like, is that, was she trying to mean something? Like, it took me so long, probably about 30 minutes to realize that that meant good morning. I don't talk in those, I don't, what is it, acronyms or abbreviations or whatever. I don't know. So people call it FOMO, like FOMO, fear of missing out, I guess. But it's just like I feel like I'm always trying to find things that are going to improve my kids, me, and it just so happens that they all occur at the same time. Do you feel that way? Like there's never a moment for a break because everything is going on at the exact same time. It's like this training, that training, it's like just when I feel like I'm getting a step ahead, then I look at my calendar and I think, "Oh, no, why did I sign up for that?" And then it's my calendar's full again. But sometimes I wonder if I'm the one missing out on peace, on rest, on just being present. I mean, I'm there. I make it to all my kids' activities. I was so proud of myself yesterday. We had tennis in the morning, and then we had a soccer game at 12. We had 2 games at 2 and 1 at 3:30. And each one of my kids, I made it to each one of their soccer games. I was so proud. And maybe it was just the last half of my middle child, but that's fine because I'm going to see his game today. And I was so proud that I could be at each and every one of those. That doesn't happen very often because the majority of the time we are this, there, and everywhere, and they all have games at the exact same time. And I end up missing something. But now I feel like today is a new day and I actually get to go to all of their games yesterday, today. I'm trying to find the bright side of things in this chaos of craziness going on with my schedule. Is anybody here on the same page with me? It's like, why do we keep signing ourselves up for so much? And you're just thinking, you know what? It's fine. We'll be able to do it. And the kids love it. It's not like they're like, "Mommy, I don't wanna do this anymore." They love every minute of everything. It's just like my husband and I are the ones suffering having to drive them everywhere. And today, oh my gosh, I was in here this morning before heading out to the soccer games, and I looked at my calendar, and I have one of those erasable calendars so I can keep up with things. I've got my erasable calendar where that's like my business one, and then I have my paper calendar, which has all of our bills and kids' activities, and I update that on the computer. But holy cow, I looked up and my erasable calendar still says September, and I'm thinking, wow, we're in the month of October. Where in the world did September go? I cannot even believe it's like every day feels like a race against the clock. I'm scheduling, planning, managing, and in the middle of it all, I catch myself thinking, what am I even doing this for? I've been really lax on my pajama talks with Nikki every night that I've been doing. And I'll be quite honest, I there's several nights where I've skipped it and I'm not as consistent as I was. I'm on like 187 episodes. That's 187 nights from last I think I started it last December until now. I mean, that is crazy that I have done 187 episodes. And even my podcast, I mean, we are on episode 41. That's 41 weeks. Holy cow. I just realized there's only 52 weeks in the year and I'm on 41. That means I'm only 11 episodes away from one full year of my podcast. Oh my goodness. Wow. That just hit me like a ton of bricks in the face. Because not only am I going to Sam's Club and seeing Christmas up already, can you believe that? It's October flashing before my eyes, and I was thinking I was still in the month of September. Oh my goodness. I don't even know what month it is. This is so crazy, and I keep asking myself, like, do I want to continue all of this madness? Now, my husband and I have already said we are not continuing with the leagues for our boys for soccer. We will train and that is it because this is insane. Every weekend having 5 soccer games, 2 tennis matches on every Sunday, and then not to mention the additive things that we do on Saturday if we're doing pickup games like yesterday. I signed my youngest up for 2 extra games. He's had 3 games this weekend already, and that is not normal. He usually just has 1. And it's like, "What are you doing, Nikki? You're trying to relax and be able to do things," and we keep signing up for more. But again, it's like they're asking for subs, he's available, and why not? It gives him more touches on the ball. He loves it. And we love watching him, I'll be honest. And all of this craziness and this mess We love it. We love watching our kids play sports, listening to their instruments. Like, it's all fun watching them grow up. And I've built this life to give my family freedom and happiness. But sometimes it feels like I've built a treadmill that never stops. I mean, today we were at my son's soccer game and one of the parents next to us, he's like, "Oh, what's your crazy schedule today?" And I was like, "Oh, it's a light day today. We only have 2 soccer games at 10 o'clock, 2 tennis matches at 2:30, and 1 soccer game at 5. But yesterday we had a tennis in the morning, we had a game at noon, 2 games at 2 o'clock, and 1 game at 3:30. He's like, "Wow." And I thought our day was busy. And I asked him, I was like, "Well, what are you guys gonna go do?" And he's like, "Oh, well, I gotta go, we got the soccer game, and then they've got a haircut, and then we're gonna, relax and watch some football." And I thought, "Oh my goodness, that sounds so relaxing. Why don't I sign myself up for that?" Right? Like, why am I choosing this life of chaos? And as moms, especially ambitious ones, we take it all on because we want the best for everyone. We want our kids to thrive. We want our businesses to grow. We want to feel accomplished and proud. And we tell ourselves, I can handle it. Don't worry. Not a big deal. But somewhere along the way, handling it turns into barely hanging on. And that is where I am at right now. And I'm in that part of my life where I'm realizing it's too much. And my kids are tired. I'm tired. I mean, last night I should have done client work. And instead, we watched a movie and it felt so nice. I don't think we've watched a movie or done it. Oh, we played Foursquare first. That was so fun. And then, because I couldn't see anymore in the darkness, we went upstairs and watched a movie, and it was so fun. Being able to just hang out with the kids and not actually be doing an activity that we've paid for or signed up for, just something sporadic and random. I miss those days. And I feel like, my husband was just complaining the other day that our pool we haven't even used. Like, we've barely used it this summer. And it's sad because we've been so busy that something that's at our own house, we can't even utilize. And it's like, why do we have it if we're not going to use it? And then the guilt shows up because we're supposed to be grateful, right? We're supposed to love the busy, full, chaotic life that we've built. And we do, but it's heavy and it's tough and it's hard to maintain that go, go, go 24/7. And I've always been that way. I've always been go, go, go. It's my personality. That's just the way that I was raised. I had 3 brothers. We were all involved in sports, soccer, tennis, basketball, softball, baseball, you name it. We did it. And that's what I have for my kids. But I feel my parents' pain. It's exhausting, and when do you say, like, enough is enough? I'm hoping this winter we can, like, calm it down by not doing the league for the boys, and my daughter will still have her 2 leagues that we'll be doing, and, of course, then it's like the holidays come in, and then there's travel or things come up, and I'm always going to have my business. But even that, I felt, you know what? It'd be really nice right now to just kind of start, like if I had a couple of clients every month, and then if I just kind of focused on the programs that I signed up for and learning and growing and figuring out what I want to do moving forward. It just seems like that would be ideal, but then it's like every time that I get a new request or a new client come through, it's like, "Sure, yeah, I could do that." And then I'm wondering like, "Hello, didn't you want to just kinda, like, calm it down for a couple of months? Get like, regrip, get things back on track." Why do I keep doing that? I've been reminding myself lately that just because I can do it all doesn't mean that I have to do it all. I don't have to fill every hour with productivity. I don't have to sign my kids up for every opportunity. And I don't have to say yes to every client, every invitation, every should. Because balance isn't about doing everything, it's about doing what matters most right now. And sometimes what matters most is rest. Even for a crazy type A personality like me, who is always on the go, sometimes the bravest thing we can do is step off that unicycle, put down the torches, and just breathe. And I have to remind myself this constantly because I'm not very good at saying no. I'm not really good at putting the brakes on our life. So I need to continue to remind myself that it's okay to not take on every client that comes my way. And it's okay to not sign up for every activity for my children. It's kind of the same thing. Like, we need to evaluate. I just told this to my client the other day because she's on the exact same boat. We had an emergency meeting and she's like, I don't know what I want to do and if I want to continue doing what I'm doing. Same thing. Like, her husband is a university football coach. She's got 3 boys, they're in football, they're in athletics, they're super smart, like, she keeps signing them up for all these things, and she's got her business, she's a powerhouse tax professional, building her coaching side of her business, and she's like, "I don't want to continue this life." So we're both in this same position, and I was coaching her, telling her, "You know what? You need to take time for yourself. Not just dive into the next thing that sounds amazing because I know you can do it, but you really need to think about the future, about the long haul." And I think that's what I've been trying to do recently with the kids is that think about like the long haul with them. My kids soccer is amazing and I loved playing soccer. I played it my whole entire life. I went off to Purdue. I played on the club for Purdue. But I'm not a soccer star, like, I didn't go into the women's soccer team, the national soccer team, like, soccer was fantastic. I loved it, I stayed active, I had friends, I loved playing, I loved the strategy behind it, but that's not what I was gonna do for the rest of my life. And I keep thinking about my kids. Soccer is an amazing sport, but everybody plays it a lot. Not everybody, most people. Like, there's a huge population that plays soccer. There's not a huge population that plays tennis or that does diving. And so, although my children absolutely love soccer, if they came to me one day and said, I don't want to play anymore, I want to do tennis or diving, my boys and my daughter, then I would say, fine, great. That's fantastic. And I love those unique sports because not everybody does them. And it gives them more of an opportunity. I'm thinking in the future, in their long-term success, they could go on to the Olympics. They could go on to Wimbledon. They could play in college and play past that. For me, it wasn't in the cards. I never really thought that way. I just loved the sport. And so I think it's thinking about the long-term success. And same thing with my kids. Like, I'm looking at a new school for them, and I'm actually really excited about it. And I'm planning for the future for them. The school that they're at right now is okay. They're doing fantastic, but they're not loving it anymore. And I think if you listen back to last week's episode, having to be their attorney in the classroom for them, I don't want to have to continue to fight. That's another thing on my plate that I'm having to do is advocate for my kids in their school life, and I don't want to have to continue to do that. I want them to be at a place that, each child, they're growing and developing to their highest potential. We're not sitting in a classroom twiddling our thumbs while we wait for everybody to catch up, for those are the ones that are ahead. And I really am debating, do I homeschool my children, or do I find a good place that is going to, cherish them as a unique individual? And that's the hard part, is finding all these pieces to the puzzle to make their childhood, you know, the best. And that's the hardest part of being a parent. It's like every every move we make, every decision that we do, every program we sign them up for, I don't know about you, but I always wonder, like, is this going to mess them up for the future? Is this setting them up for success or for failure? And I always question, and I'm always finding it tough because I don't want to do anything that's going to ruin them for life. And, I want to set them up for success as much as possible. Does that mean going to the best school? It doesn't have to be the best, but it has to be the best for my child. Does that mean being on the best soccer team? It doesn't mean being on the best soccer team. It's really funny. We had a meeting with my daughter's coach, and I think he was thinking it was going to go in opposite direction. Our main concern was our daughter. It wasn't being on the best team. It wasn't necessarily her playing time, which, of course, yes, you're all concerned about that. Every parent is. But we approached the situation as we came to the organization for a certain level of skill, agility, training, and we want her to have that. That is the sole purpose of what we wanted for this year, for her goals. And it's, the coach was like, "Well, do you want to, like, are your goals to be on the best team?" Our goals are not to be on the best team. Our goals are for our daughter to be the best she can be. And that's where the difference is that I want to set them up for success for them. I don't want to force them to be something that they're not, but I want to give them the right tools in their tool belt to be able to succeed in whatever it is that they want to do. And just like my business, I love what I do, and I love helping the people that I help, the business owners that I help, the pharmacist moms that I can help, because that is really what I strive for, what my purpose in life is, just be that strategic partner. And I love doing that, and I want to be able to do more of that. And so when I was coaching my client who's in the same boat as me, and I was telling her these things, I'm also thinking in my mind, "Oh my goodness, I should listen to my own advice." I need to sit back and relax and not worry about, will I have to make this amount of money this month? Or if I don't do this, I'm not going to succeed. I wanted to make $1 million. Well, I'm far from that right now, but it's possible, but I need to set up this system for success in the future. And that doesn't mean quick wins right now. Quick wins are not for the long term, they're for the short term. I need to focus on long-term strategy and goals of what I want to do, where I want to be. Because I'll be honest with you, doing my pajama talks every single night, it's been tough. And that's why I've missed several nights, and why sometimes I get off track because I'm exhausted, the kids' activities go late, and instead of, I don't want it to take place of the priorities of my family, and so that is me going and tucking in the kids, reading to them, or getting their clothes out for the next morning, making sure everything's ready, doing the laundry, doing the dishes. It's like focusing on the things that actually, it's not that my pajama talks don't matter, but I was really doing that to get me comfortable with being on video and learning how to do social media, how to be present. And now that I feel comfortable, I feel like, okay, let's focus on what I need to do for the long term, not necessarily focus on the things that, showing up every night that I was just doing to help me prepare. So if you're feeling overwhelmed, if you've ever looked at your calendar and thought, I can't keep doing this, please know you're not alone. Overwhelm doesn't mean that you're failing, it means you're human. This week, give yourself permission to pause. Take one thing off your plate. Let something slide. And instead of asking, how do I do it all? Ask, what actually matters right now? Take some time and really think about your kids' future, your future, what your goals are. And are you going towards those goals with what you are signed up for? You know, are you just doing things for the mere quick satisfaction, or are you setting things up for the future for success? Because you deserve rest, you deserve joy, you deserve to feel proud of everything that you're carrying, even if you're ready to put a few things down. If some things that you're doing aren't aligning with your future goals, I'm going to tell you right now, and this is a message to myself as well, stop doing them. It's not worth it to stretch yourself so thin for things that aren't going to be meaningful in the future. So if you know somebody that could use this episode, please pass it along, subscribe, leave me a message. I'd love to hear from you. And until next time, keep showing up, keep breathing, and remember, you're doing better than you think. If you're a mom trying to start a business and don't know where to begin, I've got you. Just head over to creationsbynlw.com and book a strategy call with me. Let's map out your next steps together. Until next time, keep showing up, keep dreaming big, and remember, you're doing better than you think.